Hello everyone, it's Maria here, and today I just wanted to have a pretty honest chat about winter and what it means for different people. And today it will also be a little bit of a vent because to me, as someone who loves winter, sometimes it feels pretty weird when people are saying how much they hate winter, and quite frankly, these days my Instagram and my YouTube, when I open up my feed, I'm seeing people just like keep hating on winter. So some people complain about the snow, some people complain about how dark it is, and some people even go as far as really throwing almost accusatory terms, things like, I don't understand, how is it even possible to be energetic or to be happy when it's cold and dark out? And I mean, first of all, I just want to express a lot of compassion to those people because, quite frankly, I get a little bit like that sometimes in the summer. Because, say, for example, in the summer when it gets hot, I don't feel energetic, I don't feel well, like physically, and basically it's just not a super good experience for me a lot of times. And I quite frankly feel sorry for people who feel the same way about winter. So I'm sorry, everyone. If you hate winter, I just want to like hug you all and just like, be compassionate and make sure that, I communicate my compassion to you. But on the other hand, um, there are quite a few things which I enjoy about winter. And some of them, like the main thing which I enjoy is, of course, the holiday season. So it's my birthday is in the winter, and I have, and basically my friends' birthdays are all in the winter, and obviously the New Year's, the Christmas. I am from Ukraine, and Ukrainians celebrate Christmas, and sorry, Ukrainians celebrate New Year a bit more than Christmas, and all the presents and all the fanfare with friends is happening likely for New Year's, so that's also my favorite holiday. And winter is all about to me like, hot tea and nice sweaters. Like, I love sweaters and blankets. So you get to wear your sweaters, you get to wear your blankets. If you're feeling a bit warm, you can always take off a sweater and stay in a t-shirt. While in the summer, if it's hot and you're already wearing a minimum, you can't really undress further. And sometimes even at the beach, like at the beach, to me is the worst because it's like too warm. You can go into the water to feel cooler, but it's not necessarily that the water, makes you feel cool, because the water also could get super warm. So in the summer, I just can't get comfortable most of the time, but in the winter, you can like pile up as much clothing as you like, and you're good. Also, yeah, some people, and I want to acknowledge that some people legitimately can't feel well in the winter because of different vitamins deficiencies. So, for some people, really, vitamin D is an issue during winter months. So, I'm not talking about, in this video, I'm not talking about people who have legitimate, like, medical reason not to feel well in the winter, and that could happen. I'm just saying about, general, like, trend of complaining about winter. So I actually interviewed a couple of people, a couple of my friends, and my mom. Why is that winter bothering them? And it just turned out that our like the values or something that those people find really important are just not too important for me. So, for example, my mom says that it's very important for her to go on into her backyard and to have some tea after work while it's still light outside. And to me, like, I have a balcony, but even when it's light outside, I would very rarely take my tea out on my balcony because I would be busy with something indoors. And this activity is just not important to me. Like, I mean, I certainly went to have some tea with my mom in her backyard during the summer months, and that was amazing because I would do it with my mom. But like for me, as like if I like I wouldn't spontaneously like do such activity for myself. And then also another point my mom brought up is that she cannot keep her gardening projects going in the winter. And to me, like gardening projects, that's even more like non-existent in my life because I don't have a garden. I have a few plants. I water them, but you know how they're saying like you're supposed to talk to plants when you take them into your home. Basically, what happens to my plants is if I take a plant to my home, I warn a plant that basically I will water them, but that's about it. So some of my plants survived. Like there are a few who unfortunately didn't survive, but there are also other reasons for that, like lack of light and just the geographic location of my apartment. But yeah, and yeah, also just like I mentioned, physical conditions. Some people are less bothered by hotness. I get, for example, I get sunstroke really easily. So to me, in the summer, I just have to make sure that constantly that I'm not overheating because then I'll just get sick. And as I mentioned, it gets like it's really hard to be comfortable in the summer because you cannot do anything about the hotness. Now, another concern is that people are saying in the winter it's difficult to get up because it's dark outside. Okay, now that's a pretty legitimate concern. There are biological reasons why it's difficult to wake up if it's dark out. But on the other hand, I also noticed that people who complain about waking up early in the winter, they also complain about waking up early in the summer or just waking up early in general. So I think that like I actually might film another video. I actually want to film another video about waking up early because there are like legitimate physical tricks which we can do to make sure we're helping our body to wake up, like drinking water, turning some lights on, getting some physical movement into our day, and that mitigates all of the, well, if not all, then most of the challenges with waking up early. And another just side note, I noticed that for some reason, like when you are among friends who hate winter and you express your like happiness with winter, often they just get annoyed. So I'm one of those like annoying people who is like, yay, snow, it's amazing, and everyone is like, oh no, not again. So for people who are driving, I can understand because, you know, driving gets challenging in the snow. I'm not driving much these days, but I did go to driving school and I did experience some driving in the snow. So that time when I was driving in the snow, we just got into a traffic jam with my driving teacher, so it wasn't bad. But I realized that sometimes the roads get slippery, it gets dangerous. So I can understand how people can be upset about the snow. But again, usually the ones who complain about the snow are people who may not be related to driving, and the reason why they complain is not really the driving. So basically, the point that I'm trying to make is that in our lives, I think complaints take up too much of our energy. So, for example, let's say if I was, even like I mentioned, I don't feel too well in the summertime. But if I was obliged to go, let's say, to work lunchroom and complain about summer every single day for 10 minutes, that would drain so much of my energy, I can't even imagine. So the same goes about people who want to complain about winter in Instagram stories or in person. That just drains energy. So if you're already not happy about something, if you're going to say and keep saying how unhappy you are about it, it's not really going to fix the situation. Like, you know what I mean? it's just going to drain your energy. So I think like a few times is okay. We can communicate something that we're not happy about, but if it just gets like if it becomes a constant habit, then I think it's just energy draining. So for objective reasons, so if you're one of the people who for medical reasons cannot stand winter, I sympathize like with your condition. This is like heartbreaking. Please take care of yourself. If you don't have a medical reason, I also sympathize deeply with you. I want to like hug you all, because I know it would really be bad, especially in Canada, to hate a season which lasts almost 6 months. So I hear you guys. I'm very sorry about your feelings. On the other hand, if you still want to have, good mood, if you want to be in good spirit, then I would really suggest that you try like taking positive spin on it. So for example, if you're like my mom who likes going outside for tea, then just maybe make sure that you have extra good tea and you have extra good maybe like movies or books to read in the evening, so you compensate for this activity. Again, if you are someone who loves gardening and you can't do your outdoors gardening, just make sure that you have a lot of indoor plants so you don't miss your, gardening hobby when it's winter. And the same goes for everything else. Plus, in the winter you get to see your friends during the holidays. Now, again, some people who feel lonely around holidays, that might be concern for them. But on the other hand, I don't think it's about holidays. It's also about like lifestyle and about different opportunities that we may or may not have at different, different stages of our lives. So maybe if you're at a stage where you cannot really visit your friends and family as much, maybe you're in immigration, like it's your first stages of immigration, or you have other reasons, maybe you're a student, then just basically hold off for the future, because in the future, like for sure, you will get a chance to meet like your relatives for holidays and even more. And just keep the positive attitude going. And also my personal ask is, if you have someone at your work who loves winter, as I do, please try not to hate on them, because maybe they dislike summer. It's just that maybe they're not telling you about that just as much. So yeah, please don't hate on your colleagues who love winter. Please love winter yourself, because it's all about hot teas, warm sweaters, and all the holiday seasons and cookies and all of those beautiful things, and lots of time to read books and to paint, to do your other hobbies. So please don't hate on winter, don't hate on people who like it, and I'm hoping your mood is now up a little bit. So if you like this video, press like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.